More confident than this, on the road, they've always got their game faces on. And the game arrivals sponsored by Express. Dress like a pro. But traffic in New York City making its way back and forth between Manhattan and the borough of Brooklyn are setting tonight. Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. It's the NBA on 2K Sports. And in our matchup tonight, we'll see the Detroit Pistons going up against the Brooklyn Nets at Barclays Center. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is on our sideline. DA, take it away.
Well, the Brooklyn Nets returned to relevance last season after their ill-fated 2013 trade with Boston cost them years of first-round draft picks. D'Angelo Russell was their first All-Star in half a decade, and in 2019 they made the playoffs. You've got to give credit to this front office for building a roster without a lot of top picks. Kevin?
Really making the most of not having much to work with. Thank you, DA. We don't see this very often, Clark, but tonight, two teams that really thrive in the half court.
Yeah, and you know, they can get up and down, and we'll see them do that some, but they much prefer, Kevin, simply to grind it out.
And a look at the starters for the Pistons. On the front line, the talented duo of Griffin and Drummond. Rose is out there with Reggie Jackson, and it's Brown in at the small forward. And for the Nets, Jordan is out there with Wilson Chandler, then it's Kyrie Irving, and it's Durant, and it's Harris in at the 2. Outside, KD. And yes, it's good.
I mean, there are a lot of players who are smaller than Durant who can't put a defender on skates like he does.
Jackson kicks to Drummond. Pass to Rose. Drummond, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points.
And those second chance points really become almost like bonus points when you can get them.
Irving, they grab their own miss. Count it, good.
Yeah, Jordan is aggressive as a rebounder. He uses his massive body, athleticism, and long arms to wreak havoc on the glass.
Now here's Jackson. Pass to Rose. 2 minutes. 1:58 left here in the opening quarter. Here's Griffin. It's good. This time the assist from Rose.
Knows how to run a team, guys, and facilitate accordingly. Rose makes those around him better.
And for Blake Griffin, always a great outside shooter for the power forward position, Greg, but he's added range the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen Griffin go from a guy who might take 1-3 a game to someone putting up about 6 a night. The results have been there for him as he shoots a respectable rate from beyond.
Jackson misses. The Nets have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Here's Durant, and good, and it takes a nice bounce off the right iron and down.
And Durant has just such a fluid release, very efficient shooting the ball from that mid-range.
Passes to Griffin. Harris against Rose. That one doesn't go. The Nets go the other way with it. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. Yep, it counts.
And Irving is comfortable running the offense. When a teammate's open, he's quick to whip it around and get him a good look.
Now here's Rose. To the inside. It's tipped, and it goes out of bounds. That one off Harris.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. Jared Allen's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Taurean Prince comes in for Wilson Chandler. LeVert's checked in for Harris. And Dinwiddie's subbed in for Irving. Here's Kennard. And there's the pass to Galloway. 5 on the clock. Takes the 3. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. LeVert finds Allen, kicks it out to Prince. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. Here's Kennard. pulls up on the wing, and the last shot at the buzzer doesn't go in for him.
Dinwiddie does a nice job as a defender because he's got such a good motor and stays active in bothering shots.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. Brooklyn ahead. They're up by 1. We'll get right back to the action when we return. And Kevin Durant talked about his teammates and the versatility this roster has.
I like our depth. I like that we could play, we can play.
It's clear KD is very happy playing with this group of guys.
That's why he signed here. But you can bet Durant is going to be leading the charge.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And guys, what stands out to you from the Nets in this one?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
Yeah, and it's worked. They've got a clear edge and points in the paint. Now we'll see if they go with a more balanced attack or just keep on pounding it inside.
And Detroit, looking at who they've got. Doumbouya is out there with Morris. Then there's Frazier. And it's Kennard in at the small forward position.
Boy, I covered Jared Allen in college, and you look at the physical profile he's got. 7.5-foot wingspan, big hands, explosive, really good athlete. And he's got all the tools and an upside without limits.
Pass to Doumbouya. He lobs it up, and the jam by Doumbouya.
And how about the incredible timing on that alley-oop?
He absolutely hammered it down.
Boy, I tell you what, that's the play we'll remember if they can put together a little surge to break this game open.
Allen passes to LeVert. And he uses the glass on the layup. LeVert's got his first bucket in this one. You were talking, Clark, about Allen's length and leaping ability. He's dangerous around the rim.
Boy, he sure is, guys. Still developing his skill game, but he's already more than serviceable at the offensive end of the floor. And we know he's a rim protector defensively. Good feet, gets up and down, has a nice touch and good hands. Boy, this guy is going to be some kind of player going forward.
Oh, great production on the interior right now. 8 straight from inside.
Buffalo bully ball right there, partner.
Okay. Getting a little physical. I like that. I like that reference.
Here's Galloway. Morris outside. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Nets leading by 3. 46 seconds left to play in the first half. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
The defense not putting up any fight on the inside. They've allowed 10 straight points in the paint.
That's not the kind of streak you want to be part of defensively. Tighten it up, fellas.
Here's Kennard. Nothing yet on the scoreboard for him. Frazier outside. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's his first trip to the line. Free throw good, Frazier. Both teams will make substitutions. And so he makes both from the line. And so it's KD with it. He brings up the ball for the Nets. 3-point lead. Launches a 3. And that's it for the first half of action. What's been a very close game here. Nets lead by 3. And a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge, standing by courtside. David.
Thanks very much, Dwayne. What are you looking at for the second half after seeing what happened in the first?
Well, defensively, we got to get stops. We got to get them out the boards and box out. Again, we got to meet their aggression with our aggression offensively. And offensively, we can't let the ball stick. We got to get the ball moving and hopping around the horn and make them move their feet.
Case, thanks for your time. Back to you, Kevin.
David, we'll be back after halftime for the start of the second half momentarily.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, everyone. That was a combination of everybody and everyone. Everyone. Did you catch that?
I got it.
Yeah, Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, Shaquille O'Neal. How about that first half, fellas? Brooklyn found themselves in a close game in the first. They were able to squeeze ahead by the end of the period with just a 1-point lead. The second quarter was a tight battle, but they were the slightly better team. Not by very much, however. And from what we saw so far from the Nets, Kenny, what's your takeaway?
Well, the shooting accuracy was on point. It was good play calling, of course, by the coaching staff, but it was great execution by the team.
Check. What'd you think about the Pistons?
Their defense has been practically non-existent. Sure, they're facing a team that got hot. You could even say a bit lucky at times, but no one is stepping up on D and taking anything away. Have some pride. Don't let a guy shoot like that in your face.
And that should do it. With the second half about to begin, let's send you back to Kevin Harlan. Go back to Kevin Harlan. Go with it.
And as we get into this third quarter, as we've seen so far, neither team able to create much separation on the scoreboard yet. But there are a lot of great playmakers in this NBA that sometimes we don't talk about or under the radar.
Yeah, there are. Again, there's so many outstanding players in a league of 30 teams. But, you know, Drew Holiday has been outstanding as a big playmaking guard, as good scoring the ball as he is playmaking. Draymond Green, not a guard, but makes decisions and passes the ball like a high-level guard and is extremely valuable in that Warriors attack. Those two guys are a little bit undervalued for their ability to make their teammates better.
Good point. Wilson Chandler out there with Durant. Then there's Harris. Then there's Irving. And it's Jordan in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Greg, you get so caught up in how great Durant is at scoring that you forget sometimes about his other terrific offensive skills.
You know, KD doesn't really get a lot of recognition for his passing, but he has fantastic vision. I mean, arguably, he might be the most underrated superstar ever. Sees so many double teams and does a great job of getting the ball out to open teammates.
First free throw is good.
And a great track record in the draft for the Nets. Karis LeVert selected with the 20th pick and Jared Allen taken at 22.
And you might want to throw in guys, too. Rodion Kurucs, the 40th pick in 2018, had a big impact, even participated in the Rising Stars Challenge. And, you know, sometimes you've got to make your own breaks, make your own good fortune, and that's exactly what the Nets have done.
Well, great to see KD back on the court. That heartbreaking moment where he went down in Game 5 of the 2019 Finals. Wow, so hard, Greg, to watch.
And KD clearly gave everything he had to try and win in the finals. Warriors fans appreciate his efforts. Softened the blow as he left for the Nets. The Warriors ownership already promising to retire Durant's number up in the rafters.
Here's Jordan following the score by Derrick Rose. Just 5 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. Chandler trying to free himself up from outside off the mark. Pistons trail by 3. Jackson, that's a 2-pointer. They get the rebound, and there it is for him.
Yeah, and no one's ever questioned the desire. Griffin using his strength and explosiveness to make good on the second chance opportunities.
Now here's Irving. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Harris outside. Back to KD. From deep. Nice D from Griffin.
His shot's it's not there right now with his team leading. Perhaps, let's focus on some other areas of the game.
Durant kicks to Harris. And again, it's the Nets missing.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
A nice shot by Griffin. Third quarter here and 5 lead changes so far.
And guys, neither team has been able to pull away.
Irving looking over the floor. Stolen by Jackson. And the shot goes in. Jackson's got the lead up to 3 now for the Pistons.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
And when you make 5 in a row in close like that, it also takes pressure off your perimeter guys, too.
A nice shot by Irving.
Set up on a platter that time by Harris. A room service dime right there.
The Pistons have gotten 4 of their first 5 second-half shots to fall. 80% since the break. Now here's Jackson. Drummond finds Jackson. And here's Brown outside. Rebounded by the Nets. Chandler against Rose. Out to Harris. Stolen by Jackson. That will count. That one's not going to go. That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. And we're coming right back. Be sure to stay with us as we get started for the fourth quarter. While we have the chance now, folks, let's go to our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, a terrific, unselfish play right here. Set up his teammate, and how about the setup this was?
Yeah, and as a 2-guard, he's typically not a reluctant shooter, so it was really nice to see him orchestrating for a teammate instead.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. On the floor for Detroit, they've got Griffin. Doumbouya is out there with Kennard. Then there's Reggie Jackson. And it's Galloway in at the shooting guard. Now here's Durant. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Nets lead by 2.
And this is the effort you want to see out of your guys, win or lose.
Yeah, you know what? I agree. I mean, they're showing a bunch of fortitude here, keeping this game tight.
Here's Jackson. Excellent D there from Allen.
Well, you know, stopping him is never easy to do, but the defense was strong there.
Poked away. Stolen by Doumbouya. To the paint. Here's Griffin. That shot off. Nice defense from KD.
2 minutes.
Jackson against Dinwiddie. Whistle blows. Bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a 3-point play.
Not to be denied there. Allen playing hard. A little contact. Not going to bother.
And a moment to look at the scoring approach in terms of where the points are coming from for the Nets.
Well, I got to say, one thing that stuck out all game is the consistent penetration they've got.
Yeah, but Clark, the other thing that sticks out for me, the number of assists they've made over the course of this game.
Not trying to rattle any rims or racks there. Just up and in with the finger roll.
Now here's Durant. He's tightly guarded.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
Outside Jackson lets it go from deep. Allen with the rebound. And so Allen will bring it up for the Brooklyn Nets. A great fourth quarter.
Hey, hey, hey. Ooh, wow. Well, I love the speed that Durant has. I mean, fantastic at slashing into the paint and scoring right at the rim. That length of stride of his and his speed, lethal combination.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're behind by 4. We've got 1:13 left in the fourth quarter. A chance now to recognize our Jordan Player of the Game, Kevin Durant.
And he's played this entire game on his front foot, Kevin. I mean, driving the lane, going to the rim with purpose, and getting those points the hard way.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear Dwayne Casey talk to his team. He told them they have to pick it up. He said there's no time like the present, fellas. Embrace the moment, and let's take back this game. We'll see what they can do, Kevin.
Timeout called, the Nets. They're up by 2. 58 seconds left in the fourth quarter. "55 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And he jams it right over Andre Drummond. Wow!
Somebody lit a fire under Kevin Durant.
Now here's Rose. Here's Griffin. Yes! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Well, you know what? Griffin's got them falling in right now, that's for sure.
They'll be trying to take as much time off the clock as they can.
Exactly. Expect to see longer possessions from this point on.
Here's Durant. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
And you can tell Durant loves to play the game. Whether it's the NBA or a pickup at Rucker Park, this guy is balling 24/7.
And he cannot convert on the second. That misses.
Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
The defense needs to be just as sharp, but it's not over yet.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
No choice but to foul there, but he's probably the last guy you want to see on the line.
But there was no time really to be selective. Stopping the clock was the priority.
He drops the first one, and that gives them a 4-point cushion.
I don't know if there's a player in the league that has better handles than Kyrie Irving. As a matter of fact, his handles are as good as any I've seen in the history of the game. Smooth, crafty, cunning. Man, it is so much a joy to watch this guy do his thing.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. They're down by 4. There's 18 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
Yeah, trying to get back in this thing, they need a score.
Yeah, and they need it hiccup fast. I mean, they'll be drawing up a quick hitter in the huddle here, no doubt.
Here's Griffin. Outside Rose for 3. And again, it's the Pistons missing. And there's the intentional foul. No choice but to stop the clock here.
Yeah, you can't let them hold the ball and just milk those last seconds away.
No, you got to foul. I mean, it's going to come down to free throws here. Foul right away.
And so both free throws are good. And it's a 6-point ball game.
And that's curtains for him. Some really good work at the charity stripe to close this one out.
There's Jackson with the 3. And so it's Brooklyn with the win. Probably a little closer than they would have liked it, but a win nonetheless.
Yeah, but I really got a sense that the fans